How's it going, guys? And welcome back to the Tazer Podcast. Sorry for the slight delay being a bit late. You'll never guess what we've just been doing. We've been talking for about 20 minutes and the whole stream's not been live at all. What a good start. Oh my God, I can't believe we did. We literally did that because YouTube's a bugger. Sometimes like you'll hit start streaming and then on YouTube it will go live immediately. But I decided today it wasn't going to do that. So you had to hit the go live button. So we've literally been talking for about 15 minutes. And so far, you've not heard a word of it. So fingers crossed. We'll get a few will jump on a second. But yeah, apologies. We are going to have to switch things around a little bit just because I've done one story and these guys know the answer to it already. So professional.
We've had a great time, man.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. So there's just time for you guys to join in as well. But let me introduce my guests today. So we've got Dan from Mad Oz Vlogs, who's a school friend of mine and a fellow content creator. And we've got Chris from Down and Out Motorcycles as well today as well, who's a long friend of the channel and has done some stuff with me before. Have you streamed with me before? We have. We were going to do...
I'm an OG to the channel.
You are an OG, I know you are. We were going to do another channel called Murdercast a long time ago. That was about 3 years ago now. But I don't know if we ever actually... Yeah. Have we ever actually... This might be the first time we've actually streamed together, I'm not sure. Or done a video together.
I think, yes, we've done I think I did something for a video before. I think it was on like a racing game.
Racing. Well, to be fair, actually...
I've never been on a stream, mate.
Yeah, to be fair, I remember you doing the Mrs. Doubtfire thing a long time ago, putting cream in your face.
Yes.
And I did the same thing as well. That's how long, if you guys have been watching this channel for a long time, that's how long I've known Chris. It's like so long.
You at Bean Bath as well.
Yeah. All through the like Tazer Network days, etc.
10K on it back in the day.
Yeah. We've got people joining us now, which is what I was expecting to see when we first started. I was wondering why no one was watching us because we weren't actually live. If you have just joined us, like I said, we've just been talking for about 15 minutes and didn't realise the entire stream wasn't live. So apologies for that. You know how professional we are on this channel, clearly. So welcome. Welcome to the stream. So I was going to start with this one, but like I said, I've already done one story, which is it. I'm going to tell you actually right now because it was a really good story. I'm really proud of this one, but I will tell you straight off it is false because the other guys know now, so the cat's already out of the bag. But I told a story about an annual baguette and live snail race that caused controversy in Paris, and the story behind this one was that there was a race that's held in Paris, and people were complaining because this race entails people running 300 meters with a baguette in hand, a bit like a egg and spoon race, but the baguettes have to have live snails on them, and they have to get to the finish line without dropping the snails or the baguette breaking, etc. And the story was that people were complaining about the length of baguettes, and it was full of innuendo. I was so annoyed. I'm so annoyed this is not been live already, because it was full of innuendo about people complaining about the size of other people's baguettes, and I was like, damn it, that's not going to be on it now. But yeah, it was a completely false story. But you missed that one. I'm so sorry. I wish that had been recorded. But never mind. So like I said, I was going to start, but because I'm going to have to go and look up another story while we're talking. Chris, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I'd actually just started my story, but I will start again.
Just so the viewers can hear. I'm so gutted that one's not in there. I'm so gutted.
I know. It was actually. It was a real good story that Nathan just done, and I'm actually gutted that nobody heard all the innuendos about.
Yeah, I know. It was
penises.
It was packed full of innuendos, and I was like, this is a really good one, and not even on the bloody stream. I'm like, that's so annoying. So, oh well, never mind. Live and learn. Right.
So my story. I can't remember what his name was now. It was Bruce Patterson.
Bruce Patterson.
Bruce Patterson. He's from the UK, and he currently holds the world record for putting 15 cream eggs up his arse.
The fact that there's a world record about that as well is ridiculous.
Well, technically, strict Guinness Book of Record rules mean that the largest number of Cadbury's cream eggs up the arse is not officially recognised as a world record.
Wonder why.
Who?
I mean, I love a cream egg, but not that much.
just to because surely because any Guinness Book record, you'd have to get someone to verify it. So who the fuck's the guy that bought?
Watch it.
Yeah, who's the person who drew the short straw that they've got to go and verify that there's that many cream eggs in somebody's arsehole?
And he has quoted that he thinks that 9 eggs are the very limit of human anal endurance. But I beg to differ.
Okay. Right.
I've
okay.
watched some German films before. Definitely more than 15.
So you say he's not recognised. So how do we know this?
Officially recognised.
Yeah. Okay. So how do we know this happened? How do we know this is a thing? Who's the source?
This is the bloke, Bruce Patterson.
It's the bloke himself who's like come out and said
this. This is what he's known for. Yeah, he's broke his own record. So he'd previously done 6 up his ass, and then he went to 9, and obviously he's broke his record again.
Right.
Doing 15.
I'm just trying to like visualise the but you know what? I like my cream eggs. I really enjoy this. I've got a good idea. Do you know what? I'll see what it looks like. I'll stick one up my arse. It's just I can't get over that. It's just,
well, he's clearly taken that old slogan to heart of, you know, how do you eat yours?
How do you eat yours?
to the extreme, and it's like, Jesus Christ, oh my God.
Sits on it.
Andy in the comments said, did they eat them after? I have no idea. I really hope not.
I hope not.
Yeah, I really hope not.
Half melted though, wouldn't they?
Oh my God.
Actually, there's actually a little thing about that here.
Maybe that's they want a bit like a little smoothie. Nice.
So afterwards, he said that he was having some difficulty sitting down, and he'd been for a week. So I think he just left him up there. I don't think he actually took him out.
Jesus. They maybe just melted. They just melted and like sucked into him. Oh Jesus. So I've got so many questions about this because like this is one of those things where like it's not been verified. He's gone online. You said he's known for this. Like, is he known by the police for this, or like is he like got some kind of criminal record that they know him for? What is like? Why is he known for it? Or is he just like online going, yeah, this is what I'm going to do online?
Did it in a pub one day.
Maybe in a pub. Maybe it's like you know when you go to like Thailand and they've got the ping pong balls and stuff like that. Maybe it's that kind of thing. It's like his little showpiece, or when like people put their they put the pockets out of the side of their trousers and they open their zip and do the elephant. It's his little showpiece. That's what it is.
There is another quote here. Said, "I'm known as Chorley's." So he's from Chorley in the UK.
Yeah.
And he's known as Egg Up the Arse Man in his hometown. And he says you can't buy an accolade like that.
Oh my God! It's just who'd want an accolade like that though?
So, well, to be fair, it's some people are into that sort of stuff, aren't they? Like,
yeah, but most people are into that sort of stuff. Most people are into that sort of stuff. They stick it behind a paywall. They don't like broadcast the fact that they're actually doing it.
4 years or something where they do it in like public and like I don't know.
Jesus.
I think nowadays, so this is quite an old story. So I think nowadays he'd probably make millions on OnlyFans.
Yeah, he probably would. Yeah, he probably would. Ridiculous.
But my only question to this story is: has he watched too much South Park?
Probably. It's probably hearing Terrence and Phillips' voice in his head as he's doing it. Andy said, Andy in the comments said, I knew a woman who went to A&E with a broken Pilsner bottle up her bundle. There's all sorts of weird things that people put up there. And I mean, I've seen plenty of like X-ray things with intact bulbs, so where people have put up the butt. It's like, how and why? Like, especially nowadays, like if you are into that sort of thing, I do not judge. But there are plenty of safer options than a bloody light bulb that you could go with. You know, something that's like a cucumber. If you don't want the normal thing you have to buy from a shop, like a cucumber, that's easy to get out. It's going to decompose eventually. It's not going to shatter and stick glass in your ass. What?
Cucumbers, Hulk penises.
Did they call them what?
Cucumber. You go shopping with your missus.
Yeah.
Hulk penises.
No, I
That's what I
don't.
call them. And we go shopping with the missus.
See, cucumbers always remember that old song with Yogi Bear and it's like cucumber bear. Remember that one? That always reminds me of that. That's an oldie bit of goodie. Right, I think so. I'm gonna.
So, do your guesses? Any questions?
I don't know. See, for me, I reckon I'm going to put in false, and purely because, like I said, if you were doing this kind of thing, I can't imagine someone's just going to be just talking about them doing it. It's the sort of thing you would put online to make money from, because otherwise, why would you do it? You just brand it as a weirdo. It's fair enough if you're doing it, you by yourself in private. But I think if you're going to put it online, then there's got to be some kind of reason for doing that. So I'm going to say false, personally, because it doesn't sound like they're doing like OnlyFans to make any money. So I'm going to say false.
What do you reckon, Dan?
Do you know what? I think I have to go with this one. Definitely false. I mean, a cream egg is something you will enjoy, but I just can't
You
get
did
on.
enjoy it.
Yeah, but not in that way, though. I mean,
Yeah, you definitely
I've
enjoyed
heard
it.
of weird things, people do enjoy putting things up their arse, but I mean that is not some chocolate, It's,
Well, each to their own. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah.
Adrian, how's it going? Hello in the chat.
So,
Yeah, I'm going to say
you're
false.
both right. It is false.
It is false. Excellent.
It is false. You can only actually get 9 up there, not 15.
Okay, so it was technically true, but the amount is false.
The amount is false.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, I'm with you. But again, why? Why are you advertising this online? Why are you like, yeah, look what I can do?
Story. It was like mega news back in the day.
Jesus.
This is like, it actually happened on Good Friday, and that's why it made such a big news thing back in the day.
So it happened literally today. It's Good Friday today.
Literally today, Good Friday, he put 9 cream eggs up his ass and holds the world record. But apparently, so there's a little bit of extra information here for you.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un is quite competitive, and he says he can fit 47 up his ass.
No way that's true. That
is in the paper as
Is
well.
it really? Bloody hell.
100%, yeah.
To be
Sunday sport, so it's probably a load of bollocks. But
Yeah, it probably is. To be fair, he is a god. He can do whatever he wants, can't he? I'm sure he could fit like 2,000 if he really wanted to. He just doesn't have to prove it. Yeah. No. Cool. Okay. All right. So on to the next story. So, Danny, have you got one prepared yet?
Yeah, I've got one sort of prepared.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I can. It's up to you. You can use yours now, or I can do mine because I have got a second one prepared now. So
I've got one. I've got one prepared. It's a sort of context wise, really. I've always been into my sort of my poltergeists and ghost stories, and because I've always been intrigued in things beyond, our earthly beings. I came across a weird story I've got in my brain. Is there's a celebrity that went out and bought both dolls, and she came across one that was supposedly psychic.
Okay.
No,
so like haunted dolls type thing.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I come across like loads of psychics, and I it's a very interesting professionally, as you will, but as a doll, that's basically a plaything, a toy for children that's supposedly psychic, that can tell someone's future, or it just seems a bit really sort of odd. Apparently, it was bought in like a charity shop in Cheshire, and she collects hundreds of these.
Right.
And what's your take on this sort of thing?
So what's the story then? Is it the fact that she's got one that apparently
haunted dolls?
Yeah, a celebrity bought a psychic doll.
Okay, so do we know what celebrity it is?
It sounds like a YouTube video title from a certain urban explorer.
I know which one you're talking about.
No, it's it's a Real Housewife, a former Real Housewife star.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. So the story is that she's bought one that she's claiming that it's is psychic.
Yeah.
So what makes her think
it paid a couple of £100 for this thing in a charity shop?
Wow.
It's basically claiming it's psychic.
So my question here is, when you say she paid a couple of £100 for it, was it labelled in the charity shop as a psychic doll? Or was it just a doll that was £200?
It's just a doll that she likes collecting. I mean, she's got like 60 haunted sorry, I rephrase that conversation. 60 haunted dolls.
Right.
But she likes buying these dolls and then says that it's haunted. That she believes they're haunted dolls.
See, that's the most expensive charity shop in the world. They're just selling a doll that's a couple hundred quid. Like, that's why I asked. I was like, if it's marketed
some
as
dolls are worth a lot of money, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, I know that you can get some, but like, let's be honest. I'm a charity shop hunter. I love going to charity shops, and I'll be honest, I've never seen anything in there that's been a couple of £100 ever. And that includes things like widescreen TVs and stuff. Like, they're usually like £50. So that's why I asked, because I thought, well, either this is a charity shop owner who is like, yeah, we'll get this to sell by telling them that it's psychic, or it's somebody who's like, this is a doll that I think is worth something. Interesting.
From what I read up, it just basically looks like she's gone into the charity shop and going, do you know what? I like the look of that doll. I've got a real strange vibe about it, so I'm going to pay a fair amount of money for it.
Okay.
I've gone to charity shops myself, but I've never come across dolls that are for that price. You see, like, £20 here or £30 here for a half decent toy, but going to a charity shop.
Andy in the chat says, is it a Vet Fielding? I don't think it is a Vet Fielding, because she's not a former housewife. The Vet Fielding is the person who was on Most Haunted, I believe. So don't think it's how you're on about. I guess when you don't have the name of the person, or you're not allowed to listen.
No, I haven't got the name of the person. From reading up, it was basically a store of housewives. Sorry, I stumbled my words. My bad.
That's fine. No, it's fine. Take your time.
But yeah.
So she got this doll. So it wasn't said it was a psychic doll. She bought this doll. So what gave her the idea that she thought it was psychic? Is it that she has some kind of connection? She saw the doll in the charity shop and was like, that I've got some connection with that, or has it done something since she bought it? Yeah.
I think what she's done, she's walked in. She's got this weird connection.
Right.
And then obviously must have bought it, because obviously it looks like she likes collecting haunted dolls.
Okay.
So she must have walked into a charity shop, saw this doll, and think, do you know what? I've got a real good vibe about this doll.
Okay.
I'll add this to my collection. But don't get me wrong, I have come across many stories where you do get like haunted items.
Mm-hmm. I'm calling bullshit on this one.
Yeah.
I'm calling bullshit. There's too many like ifs and buts. I'm like, what is it? Like, you're sort of going, oh, I think she, and I'm like, surely it would say in the article, like, it would give a bit more background information if there's an actual article. So I'm calling false on it.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I know that people. Yeah, I know people do this, but like, I'm like, this particular instance, I feel like there should be more information.
So
yeah, I'm
not great at explaining things. I'm not gonna lie, but basically, in the story, Deborah Davis, star of Unexplained, caught on camera, has added that doll to her collection.
Okay, so hang on. So you said it was unexplained? Deborah Davis, but wasn't it like a Desperate Housewife?
Yeah, so a former Real Housewives of
Real Housewives.
Basically, has explained that she keeps this doll on CCTV cameras 24/7. She went and bought this doll.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Deborah Davis, star of Unexplained, has caught the camera, has basically added that doll to her collection of 60 haunted dolls. So obviously she collects a lot of these.
I think that's true. I think the side of this is true, that you're saying that she's got these dolls and she's collected them and stuff. I think that's true. I just feel like this particular instance of her finding one in a charity shop, I still think it's false. I'm calling false on it. I don't know. What do you reckon, Chris?
I'm sticking with false.
False?
I think false, mate. Yeah.
Okay, so was it true or was it false?
It was actually false.
It was false. Nice. I'm doing much better than last week. Last month when I did this, I think I got like 1 right the entire time. It's doing much better today. Cool. Right. It's my turn now, isn't it? Okay. Right. So this is story 2 after my first story. I'm still gutted that's not included. I can't believe it. So I'll give you the headline of this one first. Couple pays gym extra money per month to work out in a public gym nude. Yep.
Right, okay.
I'm going to let that linger for a minute so you guys can think about that. They are paying a public gym, not a private gym, not a, hidden out of the way gym, a public gym. They're paying them extra
a
money.
council gym.
Like literally like a public that you can this is based in, I think it was Brazil or America. They're Brazilian influencer couple. But it's like pure gym in this country. If you went to the gym, it's like an actual public gym. You can join, you can have a membership. And this couple are paying the gym extra money to work out nude, and they are allowing them to do that. Which is insane, if you ask me.
What, while it's open to other people?
Yeah, while it's open to the people. They apparently, I don't really know what this means, but they do say they try and cordon off an area, but I don't know how well hidden that is. I don't think it's like, people can't see stuff. They are still visible. They're just sort of in an area by themselves. But I've got more. If you want more information, then I've got more information. But I'll let you guys think about it for a second.
I hope they wipe the benches down after.
Yeah, in fact, that was one of the first things that people have been saying, because like a lot of people are saying, there's people that are laughing and joking about it, but there's some people that are being a bit negative about it, which you can imagine. There's people in their gym naked working out, but people online found.
I don't know if I'd be able to I can't imagine a gym.
I know.
But there must, I don't know. Something just doesn't seem right here.
So, yeah, Brazil's quite a.
See, I don't know if it's
stuff,
Brazil, but I know it's a Brazilian influencer couple. But I'm not sure if it's Brazil. They might just be Brazilian. I didn't actually find out where it was. But yeah, there was a few comments on.
Good looking?
No, from the pictures that I saw, no, they're not. They're not horrific. They're not like but they're not like supermodel nice. But yes,
don't get me wrong. A part of this, I suppose, is slightly believable because you do get like nudist beach, and you do have like a lot of people who like to be natural. So a part of this, I'd like to believe.
Sorry, what was that?
They do it in the UK. There's a lake that ladies go swimming naked in that like lake thing, don't they?
Yeah, but surely that's like is that like an actual like a normal swimming pool that they cordon off so people can't get into it? Or is it?
Yeah, they use it at certain times and they're out swimming it naked. There was some
just think it's weird. So like I said, the people online, some of the comments that they had, a lot of people were saying that they found it unsanitary because it's like they are naked on the equipment, and obviously other people need to use that at some point. There was one comment which made me laugh.
Yeah, but then again,
hang on one sec, let me finish. There's one comment which I thought was really, really good, and it was the fact that someone said, well, at least now he knows what it's like to have a hard workout. And I thought that was brilliant. It's a good comment. I like that. But like I said, I've got other information if you want it. Like, so Brazilian influencer couple has gone viral after they were together in a public gym exercising in the nude. Apparently, they pay the gym extra money to be allowed to do this. They're married husband and wife. Oh, they live in Sao Paulo, so that is Brazil, isn't it? They have a polyamorous lifestyle, which I'm not sure what that means. I think it's like open, kind of. And they also have an OnlyFans page.
Yeah, I think they can do what they want, kind of thing.
Yeah, so they have an OnlyFans page as well. So that's what we were saying earlier on about the whole guy with the cream eggs. These guys are actually making money from it. So to them, this is probably like free advertisement for their OnlyFans.
Yeah.
It's not free if they're paying extra.
Well, it's worthwhile advertisement. They're not necessarily free, but worthwhile. And apparently, this is again come from them. They say it burns more calories and have apparently lost 56 pounds between them since starting the naked exercises.
What's that in actual real weight, like English weight? Like
It's a very good question. Hang on a second. Hey Google, what's 56 pounds in stone?
56 pounds is equivalent to 4 stone.
4 stone. Apparently, it's quite a lot. That's quite a lot of weight, to be fair, isn't it? So maybe I should be out there doing it naked. Yeah. So, but it's just. Trust me, I would see myself in a mirror and have memories for life that I wouldn't want. There's no way I'd be doing that. So one of them says that they think the lack of clothes motivates them to try harder. I don't know if they mean that's because they can see themselves in said mirrors, that they're like, yeah, I need to work on this area a bit more, or what? I don't know. I mean, let's be honest, quite a lot of the gym clothes that people wear are quite revealing anyway, so I don't see why that makes any difference. You can pretty much see your body mainly anyway, can't you, when you're in the gym?
I thought, if they lost quite a bit of stone, might have been quite big people to start off with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've only got the pictures of them.
I'm not a skinny lad. And I'd use a gym mirror.
You and me both.
To finally see my penis.
I feel like we're getting very sexual with this podcast today. We're getting very, very personal sexual with this podcast today, aren't we? All the stories about nakedness.
It sounds legit, to be fair, mate. I think it's something you could quite easily do, but I don't know. As well, it's. I
mean, not knowing the laws are in the country. I mean, it's a strange one because obviously, there are things like this in this country. Like I said, there's beaches and swim sessions and stuff like that. But I don't know, this is just very open. A lot of like the stuff like that's behind closed doors, and you don't sort of hear much about it. But this is obviously quite. But I think the only reason they've done it personally is to get the advertisement they want, because like I said, they're OnlyFans. That's what I reckon it's for. People are like, oh, who are these people? I'll go and find their OnlyFans. I want to see more. If you're into that sort of thing, God knows. So what do we reckon then? Let's lock in our answers.
Do you know what? I'd like to think this is believable as well. I mean, I know we're obviously all quite diverse, and I think with nudists, there's so many communities out there of nudists. So I think this is believable. I reckon this is true.
Okay, so we've got one. You locking that in? Locking that as true?
Yeah, I'll lock it in.
So one locked in for true. Chris?
I'm going true. Sounds plausible to me.
Yeah,
okay.
100%.
So the story about a couple who pays extra money to work out in a public gym in the nude was in fact true.
Yeah.
And also very, very gross.
On a roll today.
Yeah, it was true, but that is seriously gross. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Especially, the thing is, I saw this story and like everyone's about the unsanitariness of it and things like that. And I'm thinking, what about the safety? What about that guy's doing, he's on a multi-gym machine, right? And somehow he gets his penis stuck in something. Like, that's an extra dangly thing that's going to get stuck, isn't it, really? And I'm like, or either that or bikes, like, his nuts on the bike and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, or he slips and gets the saddle up his butt or something. I don't know. Maybe he's the guy who does the cream eggs. He might be into that. I don't know. But it's like, there's so many other aspects to that I feel like if there was an actual gym that allowed people to do that, they'd be taking on so much in terms of extra insurance needs or risk that they wouldn't otherwise need to with normal patrons. But that's just my 5 cents. Anyway. Whose go is it next? It's Chris, isn't it? It's your go, isn't it?
Yes. So, right, so obviously boxing's quite big in the news at the minute, all these celebrities and stuff like that. And there's a big fight coming up on Netflix.
Yeah, is that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, isn't it?
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, yes. So Mike Tyson is quite well known for being an absolute monster, as well as being a bit of a dirty fighter back in the day where he bit someone's ear off.
Yeah, seen that.
So, in the minute, he's trying to cash in by selling gummies that are shaped in an ear with a bite mark in it.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. So these aren't just normal gummies. They're obviously special.
Are they
ones that
CBD
people
ones?
have in America.
Are they the CBD ones? The sort
Not
of...
CBD, mate.
It's the
They're
real
the other
stuff.
ones. The real stuff, yeah.
Right.
So, obviously the shape of an ear with a little bite mark on.
Okay. So, do you know? I feel like I don't even need to ask you questions for this because this feels real straight off. It's the kind of thing that, like, especially with all the weird things that are like influencers are getting into promoting. You've got influencers who are promoting things like gambling places and stuff like that, like CBD or the real stuff, especially in America where it's legalized in certain places. I could totally see that being a thing. And Mike Tyson's never been one to shy away from his past either. He's always kind of like played on that. I'm sure because he's in the Hangover films as well, isn't he? He's in those. And I'm sure in the Hangover films, or another film I've seen, that he does actually bite someone's ear. So
yeah, he did, yeah.
That doesn't surprise me at all if that was true. I would believe that totally. Have we got any more information on it, or?
No.
No? Okay, so... Yeah.
Does it come in a variety of different flavours? Like earwax?
it's like Bertie Bottle, every flavour beans. One of them is earwax, you just don't know which one. Yeah, I don't even... I mean, I don't want to like peg it straight away, but I do think... I believe it's true. I mean, so feel free to play devil's advocate, you know, Dan, if you want to. But I feel like it could be true.
But you've got to think as well, in what happened in 1992, where he was obviously accused of quite a lot of stuff, he's not actually been allowed to promote things.
Oh, really?
A lot of companies won't help promote his products. Yeah.
Yeah,
so the only people promoting his stuff are other YouTubers.
The thing is though, like celebrities and companies are fickle. I mean, look at this sound a bit controversial, but if you look at things like the war in Ukraine and how many companies turned around and said, we are going to pull out of Russia, we're not going to sell our products there, we're going to put sanctions and stuff on them and blah blah blah, we support the Ukrainians, etc. How many of those companies are either now selling in Russia again, or they are selling products under a different name? So that gives you an idea of what their scruples are like and what companies will do just to make a buck. So for me, we're beyond the point where Mike Tyson biting an ear is like big news now. Everyone fucking knows. So I can't see that being an issue, especially with someone like...
that's not what he did, mate. That's not the issue.
Oh, is it like, is it rape or something? Rape or what the fuck is it called? Yeah, that sort of thing. I know there was. I don't know all the details. Yeah, I don't know all the details. I know there was something like that. I'm probably gonna get demonetised for saying that word, but you know, never mind. There wasn't the other two.
You said grape though, didn't you?
I said grape. Yeah, he had some grapes, some red ones, some green ones. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, I don't know the details, but I know there was other things.
Also, the same flavour as his ears.
Oh, really? They're grape flavour. Grape flavour. They are great grape flavours. But yeah, no, I still think like companies are shit. Let's be honest. Like they don't care as long as they're making money. And when you've got someone as big as Jake Paul allied with it, and it's like a very good opportunity to sell shit. I totally think this is a real thing, personally.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Dan?
Yeah, you know what? I think it is true, just purely because you do get some weird and wonderful sort of things being advertised nowadays by celebrities and influencers. So I mean, I wouldn't put it past as being accurate.
Let's be honest, this is not the weirdest thing. Like we've had influencers who have sold their bathwater.
Yeah.
So this is not the strangest thing. Yeah, no, I think
like bathwater.
You bought some, did you?
Yeah, it's true. They're called Mike Tyson bites.
That is insane.
My
Though.
bites.
I'm surprised that like, because you know, like you get like chicken bites and stuff like that, and like those breaded sort of products. I'm surprised someone hasn't made Tyson bites a thing previously, but done it with like chicken nuggets or something like that, like chicken bites, but Tyson bites. Because that'd be a good, Mark. CBD chicken nuggets.
Chicken bites.
Feel low but get high. Yeah, that'd be good. Right, so we've got 2 more stories, I think. I've got 1 more to do, and Dan, you've got your one to do. Did you want to do yours next, or should I do mine first?
Oh, I could do mine. It's cool.
Cool. Okay, go for it.
So the headline is "Waiters and Waitresses Race for the Streets of Paris."
Okay.
And it is
Do they have baguettes and live snails?
surprisingly no.
Damn it.
This is quite a historic race. Apparently, it hasn't been going on for a number of years. But it's a 110-year-old event. It's been held for the first time after a 13-year break, basically, and is used to sort of promote the summer's sort of Olympics, essentially.
Okay.
And it's a load of waiters and waitresses essentially running a 2-kilometer race, holding a piece of pastry and an empty cup and a glass of water. And by the end of it, the winner would get obviously a free night stay in a hotel, for example, and some medals. But it's an interesting that brought back something so historic, just obviously to to advertise the Olympics. But they also get judged on how much liquid is spilt as well, so that's part of the race.
Okay, so so they have to carry something liquidy, do they? I didn't hear that bit.
Yeah. So if they spilt liquid, obviously they'll get judged on that as well. So
they were holding those in like glasses or something, or is it anything
yeah,
special?
so they're like a tray, and like a pastry on it, and an empty coffee cup, and also like a glass of water, and they get judged on how much water is spilled.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah. So when you say this is a historic thing, has been done for 13 years, what do you know where it started from? You got information on where it started?
There wasn't too much information into it. It's just a short context story that was explained that something has been going on for like 110 years, and it's basically in front of the cafes, restaurants, round about near Notre Dame or something.
Yeah,
I haven't read too much into it, but it's quite an interesting story. That's something they've brought back. After a long break, really, and it's just basically like an advertisement of what makes France's cafes and bistros tick, really.
Right. Okay. Was there any information on why they?
Like City Hall as well.
Was there any information on why they haven't done it for 13 years? Like, why did it go away in the first
Not
place?
particularly. No, that was it. You know, it just said they had a bit of a break.
Okay. They were just having a bit of a tea break.
Yeah, have a little sort of
had a croissant, a coffee.
And
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. I'm actually going to stand back at this one. I'm going to let Chris talk for a bit, so he can put his, because I'm talking far too much. You can put your thoughts across.
I'm on the fence because you said kilometres. I'm being a bit fucking sneaky here. Like, you said kilometres and it's in France, which kind of makes sense if it was.
Well, 1.25 mile long, basically, yeah.
If he wasn't reading it from a story, you would have probably said miles because you're British. Oh yeah.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. That is a good point.
Let's see, yes.
Do they still use kilometres in France? Though I thought they used miles.
Yeah, all Europe, it's all kilometres. It's the same as like when bikes come over from France, we have to change the speedos to miles per hour.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but
See,
I don't see waiters running 2 kilometres. I don't even know what that is in miles. What is it, 1.5 miles?
Yeah,
So
like 1.5, give or take. 1.25
yeah.
The fastest time was like 14 minutes and 12 seconds. So,
14 minutes.
I was going to stand back a
bollocks.
bit.
I can't.
I was going to sit back a bit because I have a bit of a confession to make. Do you remember the story I told at the beginning about the baguettes and snails and stuff? This was adapted from this story. You remember I told you that there was a...
No way!
Do you know what I told you? There was another story that was very similar to people carrying things in a race in Paris. This is the story I took it from. So
Wow.
the story that you actually said, I know is true. Now the details, did I read into that article and find out the distance, for example, that it was 1.5 kilometers? No, I didn't. So I have no idea that's true. But I know the story is true. And I saw the picture because there's a picture of a guy holding a tray, a croissant and a coffee on it. And so I know it's true. That's what gave me the idea for the whole baguettes and snails thing.
Oh.
So that's definitely true.
I
But
would
again,
prefer the baguettes and snails.
yeah, I know it's a much better story. I'm so gutted that's not in there.
I'll give you
I'm
that,
so
I'll give you
gutted.
that.
But I don't, like I said, in terms of details, I don't. He could have still changed something so it makes it false. But the story itself is definitely true. So by all means, make up your own mind from that. I'm going to say true, just based on the fact that I know the article exists.
I don't know, but can people actually run a mile and a half in 14 minutes? I'm not a
Much
healthy person, so I
much
wouldn't
fitter
know.
people than us can, but yeah, not us, but other people.
You say
People who care about
bolts?
running.
I don't
People who
know.
don't just run if they're getting chased by someone with a knife. They do it for fun. Ugh.
I won't even run from that, mate.
Just stab
Let's
me.
take it as it comes.
Just take it. It's
I'm
over. My
northern.
life's over. You just be like, yeah, no, let's just sit down and have a cup of tea about it, you know. Yeah, I reckon true, personally.
See, now that Nathan says that he's seen that story, but then you could be trying to pull a sneaky one. You are southern.
I'm Southern as well, thank you very much. Northern
Yeah,
bastards.
with your shandies,
Shandy, I don't even drink beer. I don't like beer.
scheming away.
Give me a
scheming
Coke any
away
day.
how to get us northerners.
I just want your peas and faggots. That's what I want. They're good.
You can't say that word, Nathan.
Yeah, you
anymore.
can. Well, I'm talking about the food. I'm not talking about anything in particular. I'm talking about food. Raina, how's it going?
You can
Welcome
have them,
to the
we'll
stream.
ship them down south for you.
Yeah, a bit cold by the time. The last time I was up there, actually, I went. We were going on a bit of road trip, and there was an abandoned waterworks. We just stopped because there was an abandoned waterworks, but there was like a burger van thing that was there, and they were doing mushy peas, gravy, and faggots. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, because we stopped there because they were doing carvery rolls. So I was a greedy pig. I got a carvery roll, and I also got the mushy peas and faggots, and I ate them both. But they were damn good. I like northern food. It's very good.
Northern food is brilliant.
Northern
I think
food's
just my
amazing.
dinner
It's,
today I had like a 12-inch pizza and cheesy chips.
Oh, you can't go wrong with cheese chips.
I see. I don't
Can't
like
go
cheesy
wrong.
chips. I'm not a fan of cheesy chips. Like for me,
You got
this,
to have a gravy as well to have that. Oh, two
nah,
chips
see,
of gravy.
if you're going to do that, you might.
Gravy.
If you're going to do that, you might as well. You might as well have a
Gravy,
Putin. If you might as well have a Putin if you could do that. You'd have cheese curds, chips, and gravy. That's much better.
You can't mix cheese and gravy.
Yeah, you can. If you have,
I bet
you
you've
have
got these weirdos who put fucking gravy on pancakes and shit, don't you?
oh no,
Oh,
not on not on
that doesn't quite
pancakes.
work.
But you know, there's the Canadian dish Putin, which
My
they.
missus does it.
Oh really? Yeah, there's the Canadian dish Putin, which is like cheese curds. So it's like not the. It doesn't melt. It's like squares of cheese, gravy and potatoes and other things as well, like onions and all sorts of
So
stuff.
it's cheese fat.
Basically, yeah, I guess so. I don't really know what cheese curds are, but it's the offcut you don't usually use for cheese. But it's got a weird texture. It's like when you bite into it, it's kind of squeaky. But it is nice. It is quite nice. It does work.
It doesn't sound nice.
Yeah, it's not like normal. Like I wouldn't say it's normal food, but it's different. But I like it. I've tried it before. But yeah, I do like northern
What's
foods a lot.
called bread buns?
Bread buns. So for me, it would be a roll, but you probably call them like a bun or something like that, or a cob.
They call them cakes here. I mean, I'm from
Cakes?
further up north.
I've not
than
heard
where I
that
live
before.
now. They call them bread cakes.
Bread
I call
cakes.
them bread bun, but they call them cakes here. When I first moved down there, I was like, have a bread bun, and I was like, pardon. I was like, well, I want a fucking bun with my chips. I was like, no, chip boy. And it was like,
See-
oh, we call them bread cakes up here. I'm
Bread
like, it's not got a
cakes.
fucking candle on it. Though. It's Iced fingers, that's a bread cake, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I can't think you can call anything a cake unless you're putting like icing or like a filling or something with it. How can you call it a cake?
And
I know that
iced
bread's got a
finger,
lot of sugar in it, but still.
That's a bread cake.
like an ice finger with like jam and stuff in the end. Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, a nice bun is basically the most laziest cake you can get, really. It's just a bread roll with a bit of ice on it. It's not.
Yeah, but they're so damn good though.
Oh, yeah.
It might be lazy, but it works.
Kids, weren't they?
It's like, a
It's
noodle
like
sandwich.
the
A noodle
choc
sandwich
ice.
is lazy and shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the story.
Have you seen pie sandwiches?
Yes. I actually recently
One more
heard,
northern food. Pie
Yeah,
sandwich.
I recently heard about these, and I hadn't heard about them before. But they're called barn in a roll or something like that, or it is literally like a pie in a sandwich, which is very bizarre. But I'm sure it's like barn in a roll or something. It's got
It's
a weird name to
basically
it.
some sliced bread with some butter, and you put a pie on it, and then some bread on top, and eat it.
Have you tried one?
Yes, of course I have.
Can you say that like that's?
Steak and kidney.
I've never
Have
tried
you seen
one.
the size of my belly?
Well, yes, it's pretty much like mine. But no, I've not. I have never tried one, but I do like the idea of it. Like, I feel like it would work, but I've never tried one.
Well, I'll tell you what sandwich does
Definitely
work.
try when you get the chance.
If we're talking about sandwiches that do work, try a chili con carne sandwich. It just tastes amazing. It's a
Chili
cold
con
chili con carne.
With
Yeah.
cheese. With cheese.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. Agree with that.
Put cheese on it.
Cheese with everything. Literally, I'll have cereal with cheese on it. Right, anyway, we were talking about stories, weren't we? So what was the story again? I can't remember now. It was the Parisian thing,
It
wasn't it?
was,
it was about the race with the pastry and the coffee cup around Paris. the
Yeah.
pastry.
So I'm going with true. I reckon it's true.
Cool.
And Chris,
I
what do you
reckon he's
reckon?
been sneaky. He may have changed something. So I reckon he's probably got. I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and say false. Maybe he changed a bit of information.
Okay. So please reveal the answer.
The story is true.
It is true. I knew it. I knew it. Cool. Right. Well, I've got one last story to do, and then we're going to be heading on to the personal stories about ourselves. Hang on. Let me try to get a bit of paper, and I've got my phone instead. So, my story is my fiance lost my £2,000 wedding dress. He put it on the roof of his car and sped off.
Is this your personal story when you lost?
Yeah,
your wedding dress?
it is my personal story. It's about my wedding dress. Literally, my wedding dress. So
Good boy.
that's the thing. So it says, cloud of doom and gloom is looming over an absent-minded groom after he accidentally lost his bride's-to-be $2,000 wedding dress. He blankly placed it on the roof of his car and then drove off onto the highway. The finery flew away and has yet to be found. How pissed would you be if that was your dress?
Yeah.
You'd be good, you know.
It works out. How annoyed you'll be. Especially if
Absolutely.
there was something for your big day as well. It's just
Absolutely. You'd be
beyond
fuming.
words, wouldn't you, really?
That's like a wedding ending catastrophe, that is. That's the sort of thing that ends weddings. It's bad. Well, again, if you've got any questions, I'll answer them as the best I can, but I'm going to leave it at that for the time being so you can ask away. Or not. You could just sit in silence. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think why would you put it on top of the car?
I mean, let's be honest.
You've not put it in the boot.
Sometimes you put it. Do you know when you try and put other stuff in, you'll put something on top of the car. So I'll put like my drink on there sometimes, or
Yeah. I was going to say, how many other times have
like
people
my bag
driven away
or
with
something.
stuff
I
on the
don't
top
know.
of their car?
I don't know. But something that you spend so much money on, and the fact that it's for a big day, you think that'd be the first thing you put in, just to make sure that it's safe and okay. Again, if you leave your keys in the or your cup or something, yeah, it's sort of believable. But something that spend a lot of money on it's your big day and leave it up your car then drive off. I don't know.
Well, if it helps, it does say that Tom stupidly left the package on the roof of the car. So I'm assuming it wasn't like you're thinking like a dress. It wasn't just like a dress. It was in a package. So it was bundled up, I'm assuming.
Right, okay. I suppose it gives a bit more plausible story to it.
My question is, it says it's yet to be found, but like if it was yet to be found, I wonder if somebody found it and they were like, "Oh, I'll wear that." Just randomly found a £2,000 wedding dress and thought, "Yeah, why not? Keep that. That'll come in handy one day."
Yeah.
So it was in a box then, was it? It just says package.
It just says package. It doesn't give me any more details than that. It just says package. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's lots more here, but I'm not really getting the details.
It's just I'm not sure I'm not sure what other questions are asked for that one, really.
Yeah.
I think that it's plausible.
It makes me laugh. There's one comment here that says, "For a man who isn't very emotional, there were lots of emotions yesterday." Yeah, I bet they weren't coming from you. Lots of tears on his behalf because he could see how upset I was. No, he was crying because he thought you were going to kill him. That's what he thought. He thought, that's it. My days are numbered. She's going to like murder me in my sleep. But yeah.
I think it's definitely plausible and true.
So you reckon true? You gonna lock that in?
I think. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, I'm going true. Because everyone's had like a stupid moment like that in life. Maybe not something that's like expensive.
Yeah, that's quite a stupid moment, isn't it?
People like that. There's that program on telly where they did the Lost and Found in London Underground, and what people left on there, you'd think, how would they have left that? Like someone left their false legs, walking sticks, all that stuff. There's stuff that need to get around.
Did someone leave like 9 slightly damp cream eggs?
The half melted cream eggs.
Some slightly moist cream eggs. Love the word moist. Moist. People hate that word, don't they? Moist. I don't know why. I like using it because people don't like it.
I'm just saying it in an ASMR way, especially for you, Nathan. If the people listening don't know, Nathan has an ASMR fetish.
I do not have an ASMR fetish. We were talking before this, and I was just saying. We were talking this, and I said I like the like nice audio. Like this is, if you hadn't told, this is a new microphone I've got today. I like that kind of radio. You
called it sexy.
Voice. I did use the word sexy. I'll admit that, but it's not because I like hearing. I don't want to hear people chew on like dog toys and shit like that. I just like when audio sounds crisp and nice and sexy. You know, you're never let this down now. Sexy audio, moist. Anyway, right. So, lock in your answers, guys. What do you think? Do you think it was true or do you think it was false?
True.
Both saying true?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? Like I said, people do lose things all the time. So I'll go true.
Okay, so it was in fact true. It was true. Yeah, right. What a blunder that must have been. Like I said, you know, he was crying not because he was like crap. He was thinking, shit, I'm going to be killed by my wife to be.
Yeah.
Just lost her dress. That's what he was crying for. But so I think that's all the stories we've got, isn't it, in terms of the news stories for today. I think we've all done 2. I've done 3, but we won't talk about that. Yeah. So that is round 1 done. If you guys have never seen this show before, basically we do round 1, and that is the news stories. We've done that now, so we're on to round 2. This is the personal stories. So we've each got a personal story that we're going to tell you guys, and you in the audience listening at home, please guess which one you think is which one's true and which one's false. So, who wants to start off? Shall I start?
I'll go first because I want to gauge how far I'm allowed to go with my story.
Oh, so you want me to? Okay, so I'll start then. I'll start. Okay, so my story is that I once fell off my motorbike because of a squirrel. So that's the headline, if you want to call it. So, a bit of background. When I was at school, I was 6. My birthday's in October, so it's October the 4th, by the way, if anyone wants to send me gifts or, just so you know. But yeah, my birthday's in October, and because of that, it means I'm one of the oldest in the year. So therefore, when I was in the last year of school, I was over 16 and I was able to ride a motorbike to school. And Dan can verify this because he went to school with me. So I had a moped when I went to school, yes? If you remember.
You did.
It was like 20 years ago, if you remember.
Please don't call mopeds motorbikes.
Okay. It has a motor and it's a bike shape. It's a motorbike. But anyway, I had a moped, sorry. And where we lived, it was kind of like a bit of an incline. So we lived on a hill, basically. And I literally just left the house and was going down this incline out to the road, to the main road. And basically I didn't know what it was at the time. Something darted in front of me that shocked me enough that I slid out quite badly, actually, as well. The whole back end slid out because obviously I'd pulled the back brake first, like an idiot. And basically I just slid along the road. And as I'm sliding, I'm looking for whatever it is that darted out in front of me. And I see this squirrel. And I'm telling you now, right now, he was stood at the edge of the road from the bushes, looking at me, and I swear he had a smile on his face, little bastard. As I slid down this hill, pretty badly damaged one side of the moped, and got my trousers split on one side as well. And I instead of going back home, because bear in mind I was like a couple of minutes away from my house, I picked up the bike and I went straight to school. I went straight to school, got my back, and my mum literally said, "You could have had a day off school. Why did you do it at school? You could have just come back home and had the day off. You just come off your bike." And I was like, "I don't know, I just went to school." But I had to, and I ended up having to spray paint the side of this bike. And I chose a very appropriate thing. Bear in mind it was a 25 mile per hour moped. I spray painted on the side of it, "Too Fast, Too Furious." So yeah, that's my story.
Nice.
So who's going next?
Too Furious.
It was too fast, too furious. And I got the matching paint as well when I did it, and I spray painted it, but I did it while it was sort of raining outside, so it affected the paint. So the paint, there was this big square where I sanded it down and then spray painted over the side that didn't match because of the conditions. And I was like, for fuck's sake. And then that's why I covered it up with this sticker that said "Too Fast, Too Furious." It's very ironic because it wasn't. It was shit.
All mopeds are shit.
Yeah, they are.
Hair dryers.
So, I've owned one in my lifetime, and it's a BMW C1.
I like that one though. That was a nice one, even though it was impractical because it used to get caught by the wind. But it's nice. It's a nice looking one.
It's terrible. It's probably the worst thing I've ever been in. But it was so much fun to ride around on. You get so many looks, and I blast my music out as well, just to be an extra douchebag.
So when you say you blasted your music, did it have
it
didn't have a radio in it, did it, or did you have something set up?
Well, they do. You have a speaker set which is above your head, which is in some of the models, and you could Bluetooth your phone to it.
Oh, that's cool.
Mine wasn't that posh one. Mine was a piece of shite one that I got for like 200 quid in London.
Yeah.
But I put a Bluetooth speaker in there that was quite loud. So
okay.
Just the same job. Yeah.
Cool. So are you doing your story next?
No, we've got to guess if yours is true or false.
No. We're not guessing. We're not guessing. So we do all the stories, and then the audience listening now, they're the ones that guess.
Right.
Because we should know between us which one is true, which one's false, or which ones are true, which ones are false.
I've forgotten, to be fair.
You've forgotten, have you?
I think I remember.
Let me write in the chat on Discord just so you know who should be doing the one. So I'll write the name of the person who should be doing the false one without giving it away. So it's in the chat, but feel free if you want to. Dan, do you want to go next?
I've got many stories, so I'll give you one of my funny ones. And the headline is problem solving to get food.
Oh, okay. I've done that before.
So years ago, when my brother was 18, and we went out obviously from pub to pub to pub, celebrated his 18th birthday party. And it got towards the end of the night, and obviously we felt quite peckish.
Right. Okay.
We ended up going basically to our local McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And of course it was shut. And of course we were sat there absolutely Hank Marvin, like, and obviously had quite a few ourselves. And we were
Hank
waiting
Marvin.
for
I
our
haven't heard that saying in a while. Hank Marvin. Showing your age, mate.
But we tried going around the drive-through, walking around the drive-through to see if they would serve us. But they obviously refused because there was no car or anything.
Right.
So,
why do I have a feeling I know where this is going?
So we sat there for about a few minutes thinking we're absolutely starving here. So we thought we'll try and find a way to try and get around this issue. So we ended up finding an old shopping trolley.
Yeah.
And then ended up pushing it around the actual drive-through, and they actually surprisingly served us. And they were cacking themselves from laughter, but they were generally serving us food.
Let's be honest, at that point, if you're not serving the person pushing a trolley around, you're a bit of a miserable CUNT, I would say. Like, that's hilarious, isn't it? The ingenuity of going and getting a trolley. I knew it was going to be something like that. When you said about it, I was thinking there's going to be some... I was expecting maybe you found, like, I don't know, an old toy car or something, one of those ones the kids used to ride on. That would have been quite funny as well. But yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening. But yeah, I have you seen the... I can't remember his name is. I think it's Eddie something, the strongest man in the world. He owns a tank. Eddie Hall, that's it. Yeah, he's owned a tank, and he drove that through a drive-through and ordered. And he had to have a big stick so he could use his card and like collect the food and stuff. That was quite funny. But yeah, no, I think that's plausible. I could definitely see that happening. So, are we ready, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So I've got an older brother. He's a lot older, well, a few years older than me.
Yeah.
And he was quite mean to me when I was younger. He used to bully me. Obviously, as most older brothers would do, so he'd give me a kicking every so often. And I could never beat him up.
Yeah.
And I used to share a bedroom with him. And my dad was quite strict, and obviously so I was thinking, wait, how could I get my brother in trouble with my dad? So my dad would give him a bit of a pasting, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he used to go, when we was younger, he used to, so if my brother had an accident when he was like little or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he got to like 3 or 4, he'd like, when you're supposed to start, obviously you stop all that then, don't you? But he'd go mental over it. So what I did is I waited till he was asleep, and I stood up from my bed and I weed on his to make it look like he'd pissed himself in his sleep, and then shouted my dad saying, "Dad, Aiden's pissed himself in his sleep," so he'd get a
That's
kick
really cruel.
and get kicked out of the bedroom.
That's really
I think
cruel.
you say cruel, I say ingenious.
See, I've actually got a similar story to this, by the way. I feel like I should save this for a future episode, but I won't. I'll tell it. So, I don't do it anymore, but when I was a kid, I used to sleepwalk a lot. So much so that like we used to go on residential trips for school and stuff, and I was never allowed on the bunk beds, like the top of the bunk beds. I remember going on a residential trip and I was like, oh, thank God they don't know I sleepwalk. I can go on this. And my mum had told them and I was really pissed off. But I wasn't, this wasn't on a residential trip. I was actually, because I used to share a room with my brother as well. And I don't know what it is. I probably shouldn't be saying this online, but I used to always have, when I sleptwalk, it was always something to do with like having a piss, right? Like I'd be like, I need a wee. I'd go, go to the toilet or whatever. For some reason, whenever I sleptwalk, there was always some kind of link to needing the toilet. And I apparently, basically the first thing I knew about it is I got woken up by my brother stood up above me trying to punch me and my mum shouting at him to stop. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? What the hell is going on? And basically what had happened is I had sleptwalked over to his bed, obviously got my bits out and almost peed on him. And he'd woken up at the opportune moment and shouted at me just what the hell I was doing. And instead I'd wandered over in a sleepy state and I peed in the bin instead in the corner. And then got back into bed. And this is not part of the stories. This is absolutely true. Right? This has absolutely happened. And I got back into bed, obviously, and he then come over and then tried punching me. And my mum saw him, and then I'm like, what? Because I woke up to shouting, and what the hell's going on? And I peed in the bin. That's what happened. I'd peed in the bin, but I'd very nearly peed on him. But,
I still sleepwalk. It's a thing. I've got like a sleep disorder, so I've got I don't get REM sleep, so I'm always awake, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You don't get deep sleep
as well.
Yeah.
So I can just fall asleep. I've actually give up my driving license last year, and so I sleepwalk a lot because I'm not in REM sleep. My body's active, even though. But I act out what I'm dreaming of. So there's been multiple occasions where I've, one of the times I was holding the wardrobe and I was screaming at my missus.
Okay, right.
In my dream, I was mountain climbing and I'd lost my safety rope and I was screaming for help. In reality, I was holding the wardrobe going, like that. And then
Brilliant.
another time, I grabbed her by her legs. I tried pulling her out of bed, shouting, "Where's the money? And if you haven't got no money, give me my fucking sausages."
Okay.
Right, okay.
That's brilliant. That's so good.
That's God's honest truth. That's stuff that I do regularly.
Well, I think we've waffled, so we need to recap about what the stories were. So,
oh yeah,
so
I pissed on my brother.
Yes. So that's your story. The other one was going through and getting served in a McDonald's on a trolley. And my one was that I once fell off my motorbike because of a squirrel. So if you're watching right now, please type in that chat who you think is telling the truth and who you think is lying. What's the truth? What's the lie? And we're just going to talk away, waffle away, and probably say some more stories while we're waiting for some responses. Because after this, we are going to wrap things up, and because we're pretty much done for the evening. So I hope you guys have enjoyed being here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. But yeah, we're pretty much done. I hope it wasn't too painful for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Do you know what? Yeah, I struggle socially, so this I actually quite enjoyed this new experience. So
yeah,
a lot different than I thought it was going to be, but no, I quite enjoyed it.
It's relaxed, isn't it? This is the whole thing. Like I said, we are basically just chatting to each other, and people are listening. That's kind of the thing. And so Dan was very nervous about doing this. He sort of started his channel for the same reasons that I started my channel back to 10, 12 years ago, whatever it was now. And that's because you suffer with social anxiety, and I'm the same. Like you wouldn't believe it because of how much I talk on these streams, but I do struggle with social anxiety. I hate meeting new people. I hate doing public speaking. And when I started this channel, it was all because I wanted to get better at that, and I wanted to try and sort of put myself in uncomfortable situations so I'd find it more comfortable. And that's why you started your channel.
I see it's more like a personal development, because if you can master that, it's almost like a skill to master. If you can master it, you can use that experience in other parts of life. Like my job, for example, I'd like to progress in my job, so I use this as a way to progress. If that makes sense.
It's all confidence at the end of the day. You know, if you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's that kind of like fake it till you make it type thing, and that isn't always about success. Sometimes it's like personal goals, like, you know, getting up and doing something you would struggle with normally. So, and just doing it, like the amount, because I've obviously filmed weddings and other things in my main job, and I struggle sometimes like giving direction to what I want people to do on camera, but I'm pushing myself and I'm forcing myself to do that and be loud and be vocal, even though I'm not comfortable with it, because I know eventually I'll get better at it, and that's just how you get better at stuff. But yeah, I mean, did you guys want a chance to shout out whatever you want to shout out? Go ahead while we're waiting for some responses in the chat. We do have people watching. I don't need people chatting much.
Yeah, I've got. I don't know if you mind. I've got.
Go for it. Yeah, shout what we want.
Also, any of the sort of people who've just joined, I work for a motorbike company, and we've got a lady who does a lot of artwork for us called Patia. And she's doing this thing for charity at the minute, where you can win like a custom bike seat, where it's Patty, the Tom Hurley thing.
Okay. Have you got a link for this? Because I can put it in the chat if
for,
you've got a link.
Yeah, I'll drop you on on.
Yeah, if you stick on Discord, I can just copy and paste it. So yeah, tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, so it's to support mental health with motorbikers, basically. Obviously, the biggest people who at the minute who top themselves seem to be sort of men in that, don't they?
Yeah, it's quite a
which
common
goes
fact, isn't
under
it?
the
Yeah.
radar a lot more. So yeah, it's just sort of to help that out. I think it's free. I don't know, but you can win a seat and help out people with mental health issues.
Yeah, it's a good cause. Good cause. Awesome. Yeah, if you chuck us a link, I'll stick that in the chat.
Yeah, I've just put it in the Facebooky thing.
Oh, on Facebook. Hang on, I'm not open. Can you not stick it in Discord? I'm not on Facebook at the moment. Dan, do you want to tell us about your channel and then?
Yeah, so obviously my channel is all about what basically my passion into the motor vehicle sort of area, and obviously I use it to sort of develop myself further, and I like to talk to people about their cars and why is it that but basically my big thing this year at the moment is the ultimate question that every enthusiast is asked, and that is essentially why do we enjoy being enthusiasts and anything with motors. And I know it's quite an impossible question to answer, but I'm just trying to explore that further. So it's more like opening up what the passion of why I enjoy motor vehicles. But ultimately that's what my channel's about. And just like going to shows, going to see other people's cars, going to motorsport events, and just literally like opening the world. Because I find, unfortunately, I think the enthusiasts have a bit of a negative feed when it comes to the media, because obviously you've got the minority that's obviously affecting it, and I was just trying to like show that that's not what we're about.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
I think you're
more sharing the passion about, because obviously to me it's an art form. You know, when you go to something like Bewley, you can see exactly where motors have come from history and until now. You know, it's basically an art form, really, isn't it? So
we'll have to get you on at some point with Colin, the Bearded Explorer, because you could talk for days with him about cars and stuff, and say he's very much into his cars.
Interesting enough, I would never
come down to our workshop, Dan.
Yeah, 100%.
We've got tyres with no. Have you heard of Blackthorn Racing? Aston Martin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've we can get you into like the secret car meet and stuff like that.
Secret
Oh
car.
mate, that'd be awesome.
Do you need a secret handshake for that as well?
So, no. Yeah, but we got invited there last year for the show and that, and we have people turning up every day at the workshop. We've got guys in like Mustang Mach 1s. All sorts
beautiful
of cars turn up. So.
Well, I can't say too much at the moment because Colin hasn't announced it yet, and I haven't finished it yet either. But there is I know if you are a petrol head, and I can't remember what the event's called, but Colin's going to an event on the 13th, 14th of April, which is a car event. And he's going to be announcing this video, which we've filmed. So I filmed it and edited it for him, and it's, well, car enthusiasts will like it, put it that way. I'm not going to tell you too much because he hasn't announced it yet, but I'm just going to say it's on the way. Won't be on my channel, it'll be on Colin's channel, but definitely for car enthusiasts, look out for, I think the thing's called Petrol Head something, the actual event. Let me have a look, just so you know, because bear in mind you guys are both car enthusiasts, you're probably interested in this anyway, but it's a video that is worth looking at. But like, it's being edited by me, it was filmed by me, and it's for Colin's channel. Where is the thing that he put up? Yeah, it's petrolhedonism.club. Have you guys heard of that?
I've heard of the club, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so he is a guest speaker on that, so he'll be doing that on I think it's the 13th to 14th of April. But so worth looking out if you're a petrol head, because he will be announcing that video soon. But I've got the secret scoop because I'm the one editing the video. So yeah, cool. Anyway, we have waffled on far too long, I think. Yeah, you won us. Didn't you win a Skyline?
Yeah, I won a Nissan Skyline R33 GTST, Jap import, full
insane.
race tunes for £21.50.
It's insane. £21.50. What did you just do? Was it like a raffle or something?
Yeah, well, it's a raffle on Facebook. I thought, oh, it's a bit of a scam. And I was about to go to bed, and the draw was the next morning. So
Yeah.
I thought, bloody hell, I'll put a few quid on, see how it goes. If it's a scam, I've only lost 20 odd quid.
Yeah.
And then I got a phone call saying I'd won it the next morning.
Bloody hell.
Obviously, you're not supposed to swear because you're live on Facebook or whatever. That went straight out of the window because I'm northern.
That's insane.
But yeah,
See, that would have been a good story to tell if people know where that was straw false. That'd have been quite funny. But no.
It's,
Anyway, I think we've
beautiful car, but I was far too big for it.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous car. I've seen pictures of it, but yeah, like I said, we think we've waffled on far too long because we are approaching our end time now. So, just to recap on the stories, you've got a couple of minutes. So we still haven't got any comments and things, but my personal story was you've got to try and guess which one was true, which one was false. Mine was that I fell off a motorcycle because of a squirrel. Dan's was that he went through a McDonald's drive-thru and they wouldn't serve him. He walked through, and then when they went and got a trolley and they would serve him. And Chris, your one was I can't remember what story it was now. What was your story? Oh, you peed on your brother. That was it. And you peed on your brother.
Get revenge.
To get revenge. So, out of those stories, I can reveal that the fake story was done by Chris.
I'll just shout on him in real life with that.
Well, you read. Sorry, the truth is you shat on him. Is that?
No, I'm only joking. I'm kidding.
I thought you were serious for a second, and I was like, bloody hell, that's worse.
That's a bit dark, that, Nathan. Bloody hell, mate.
Bloody hell. Oh.
Was it the cream eggs?
Yeah, we keep going back to these cream eggs. Sorry, from the start we've come back to them over and over. So, what was the lie then? What was? Is it you just didn't do that at all, or is there some truth in it?
Well, there's some truth in it, but I didn't piss on him. I just poured water on him when he was asleep.
Oh.
But he did get a kick in.
Yeah.
So my plan did work. And I remember it very, very, vividly because he was shouting, "But my pajamas are dry. My pajamas are dry." Because the water didn't go all the way through. It was just at the top of his duvet.
Oh God.
So it still worked.
Right. Fair enough. Well, that is another episode of Truth or Lies. Thank you, both of you, for being here today. I know definitely for Dan it was a bit short notice. I had to sort of drag you on last minute. So thank you for being here.
I enjoyed it.
If you guys want to check out these guys, their links are in the description. Chris, I didn't know what you wanted on there, but I will put the link you were talking about in there as well, because I've just tried putting it in the thing, but it's too long. It's too long to put in that, so I'll stick it in the description for anyone who wants to check it out afterwards. And I'll put your Instagram link in there as well.
I am doing some YouTube videos at some point.
Yep. Any links like that. Send. Yeah, cool. Any links like that, send them to me, and I'll stick them in the thing down below. Dan, I've got your YouTube in there at the moment. If you want your Instagram, I'll stick that on there as well. But yeah, thanks for coming, and thank you everyone who's watching currently, and we will see you again next month.
Subscribe to Nathan and Dan, otherwise I'll piss in your bed.
And just because we're at the very end, I'd like to sort of say what date the next one's going to be. So the next episode is going to be on the 26th of April. So if you liked this and you want to come back and see us again, come back on the 26th of April, and we will see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.